Hello, Internet. Your friendly neighborhood gremlin here. And today we're going to play some more Beacon Pines. Essentially, I've done this before, and I don't entirely know how the voiceover of this is going to go. I don't know if I should just, repeat the things that I thought, even if I now know that they are wrong. Or, I don't know. We're just going to wing it. So, wish me luck. So, like I said, there was someone there. What were they doing? I don't know, but the place was lit up and active. Maybe they were squatters. I don't think so. It seemed more organized. When the man pulled me in, I saw some sort of equipment running. The man pulled you in? Yeah, but I got away. You keep saying it was a man. You were wearing a mask, right? Yeah. And it could have been a woman. How did you get away? I grabbed a rock or something and broke their mask. They let go, and I ran. Dang. That's intense. No wonder you freaked out when you saw your grandma. Yeah, that's the other part. By the way, here, Beck and I saw Eris Valentine meeting with Gran. She was wearing the same sort of suit.
Rolo let out a low whistle.
And they weren't there for idle chit-chat. It was a proper clandestine meetup. Let me get this straight. There's an operation in full swing at the Valentine warehouse. You were almost abducted by a strange man, or woman, in a protective suit. Then you saw your Gran, in the same suit, talking to Eris Valentine. Pretty much. I'm beginning to think this town is kind of awesome.
Rolo and Luca shot back a look.
No offense. And so we can logically conclude aliens, or alien zombies, have infiltrated the town. And their leader is your Gran, and she's trying to murder you. First of all, and for the last time, there are no aliens. Second, it couldn't have been my Gran at the warehouse. I broke that person's mask to get away. The mask Gran was wearing wasn't damaged. But she's definitely hiding something. Maybe. Your Gran is weird, but she might be the most boring person in the universe. All she does is sit around all day making jam. What could she possibly have to hide? I don't know. We haven't talked much since she moved in. Moved in? Your Gran isn't from here? No. She came a few months back to take care of me after his mom went missing. Did you know your Gran before? Not really, no. It'd been years since I'd seen her. Luca, don't take this the wrong way, but your grandmother may not be your grandmother, which I don't think is actually what they're implying here, but that is what I am taking from it, that this woman is some sort of imposter. But if he saw her when he was younger, then he would know what she looked like. So I think that's why that's not what this is. That is what I believe to be true. They haven't proven me wrong yet, so. Are we sure your Gran is on the up and up?
Luca gazed out the window.
I'm just saying. Sounds like strange stuff has been happening since she showed up. We could say the same thing about your family. You're right. Yeah, your Gran is hiding something. Pa always said, folks only bury stuff worth digging up. We need to investigate your house. My Gran really is hiding something. Don't you think I would have noticed by now? That's kind of the whole point of hiding something. Yes, you're right. Gran's been leaving the house for hours at a time this week. I'll call you two tomorrow when the coast is clear. And we can start getting to the bottom of this. I'm always up for a good snoop. You can count me in.
Chapter 6. Secret Lair. Summer forged ahead, but the nights only seemed to grow colder.
I totally just realized that that's his lair, like layer, and not like L-A-I-R, like cakes, or I guess other things that are layered.
Luca walked home slowly under the pale starlight, cautious to avoid any more surprises lurking in the shadows. Reaching home, he he slipped quietly into bed, half dreading what they might discover the next day.
What time is it? Okay, we've got on our sweater. Apparently it's still cold in the summertime. Oh, people are at the door. Oh, let's go let them in. I'm coming. Let's go. Rolo, what on earth is that? Huh? Ridiculous thing on your head. Oh, this? It helps me think. Gonna need a lot more of those. Joke all you want. We'll see who's laughing when I crack this case wide open. Coast is clear? Yeah, whatever she's been up to this week. Been keeping her busy most of the day. Very well. The game is afoot.
Luca and Beck rolled their eyes as Rolo strutted across the room.
If I were a gran, where would I hide my deepest, darkest secrets? Perhaps where you might least expect it.
Rolo flung open the cabinet with confidence.
Aha!
He coughed as a veil of dust hit his face.
I think it's safe to assume anything that dusty isn't what we're looking for. Or maybe that's what she wants you to think. Then again, any good detective knows not to trust their first hunch. First hunches are for suckers. Eureka! Lit a fire in order to burn the evidence. She keeps that fire going every day, Rolo. Drat, it may be too late. Think of the amounts of documents lost to ash. Okay. I'm gonna stop you right there. Can we just think for a moment? Luca, is there anywhere your gran doesn't want you to go? Yeah. The closet, upstairs. So maybe it stands to reason that we should check there first? No dice. It's locked. Well, well, well. Look who stands to reason now. And I have no idea where the key is. It really is important. And she probably keeps it with her. Anywhere else? Those are berry bushes. Who has ever thought? I'm going to take this important thing and huck it in a bush. True. Anything else? Maybe something out of the ordinary? Well, she is always worried I'll break her fancy dishware in the kitchen. It doesn't matter anyway. I can't reach the latch.
A look of realization crept onto Luca's face. All three kids snapped to glance at each other, then sprinted in turn toward the kitchen.
Alright, Rolo. This is your time to shine. Ah, yes. You've called upon my expert detective skills. Now, I shall proceed with...
Before he could finish, Luca scrambled up Rolo's back.
Hey, this isn't my idea of detective work. Every squad needs a good lockpick. And every good lockpick needs a sturdy head to sit on. This is beneath my standing. Stop complaining and hold still. Got it.
The three crowded around the hutch to peer in. With the glass doors opened, a perfect porcelain display gleamed in front of them. Their eyes searched for anything amiss. But the only distinct feature was its impeccability.
Well, that was anticlimactic. Yeah. I don't really know what we were expecting. Like, oh, hey. Let me just yank on this random teacup and...
As Beck pulled on one of the teacups, it slanted forward with a hollow click.
Ooh,
The
secret
entire
passage.
hutch began to rustle and slide under its own power.
Ooh. Seems like your gran has been doing some remodeling. Dude, only 2 types of people have secret lairs. Evil masterminds and superheroes. So which one do you think she is? We're about to find out. Okay, so more of an unhinged conspiracist vibe? Oh, wow. Yeah, this cannot be good. Okay, important question. Do we think that this secret lair thing existed before Gran moved in? Or that she somehow managed to build it without Luca noticing? Maybe when they kicked the whole town out for a week? But then she wouldn't have been allowed in either. You think his dad had a secret lair? Or his mother? I have questions. We need to look around before jumping to conclusions. Okay, let's look around.
Luca jostled each cabinet drawer in turn. Only one was unlocked. He fingered through the filing cabinet, pausing at a bulging folder labeled Walter. For a long moment, he just stared at it.
What do you got there? It's my dad. Looks like some of his old medical files. Your dad was a doctor?
Luca nodded and caressed the label with his thumb.
Well, are you gonna read it? Here, let me help.
Rolo swiped the folder from the drawer and began leafing through the pages. He whistled to himself, barely looking at the text.
Will you actually read some of it? One sec. Dense documents such as this are a lot like a cheeseburger. Best to skip straight to the middle. That's where all the meaty bits live. Wow, I had no idea we were the president of a preeminent scholar in dense documents. And cheeseburgers. By all means, proceed.
He stopped at a page and mimed, holding up a monocle.
Ah, here we are. Follow-up examination of Terrence Wilby. Patient shows further signs of paleness and malaise. Feel like I'm saying that right? Probably should have looked it up. Body temperature continues to drop. He now describes soreness of muscles and joints. This is similar to symptoms exhibited by Mrs. Wilby just a few days past. Still waiting on lab results from Joseph.
Rolo looked up with heightened surprise.
See? Creepy. Yeah, that's kind of disturbing. Who's Joseph? That's Mr. Nuncreed's name. Wait,
Rolo's finger traced across the page.
there's more scribbled in the margins. Could it be contagious? Mr. Wilby claims that the tap water at his home has been contaminated. Perhaps environmental? Lab results only raise more questions. It's like he came back to his report later and made those notes. So it might be related to something else?
Rolo scanned through several more pages.
Here, the writing looks shaky. I just couldn't help her. This disease, or whatever it is, progresses so fast. Terrence's condition follows close behind, exacerbated by the loss. Enough is enough. I need to take matters into my own hands.
Luca, staring blankly at the cabinet this whole time, spoke softly.
What does it say next?
Rolo rustled the folder, trying to loose more pages.
That's where it ends. What? There has to be more.
Luca frantically shoved the remaining cabinet folders, trying to find another labeled Walter.
Luca? I think that's the only one. It's alphabetical. See? What did he mean, enough is enough? How did he take matters into his own hands? This is bullshit.
Luca slammed the drawer shut.
Okay, let's look at
A
this.
spider web of string connected photos of people from the town,
I do really think I want one of these.
interspersed with hastily scrawled notes.
Well, she sure has kept herself busy. Is your gran a serial killer? I'm starting to get that vibe. Don't be ridiculous. Sure, she's just tracking the movements of everyone in town. How out of the kindness of her heart. She put little symbols by some of them. Yeah, Mr. Nuncreed has a check mark. The clipboards are all inside a big circle. My mom's are both on there. Both with question marks. Gus Valentine has a question mark. Eris has a question mark that's been crossed out. Mr. Kerr has a bullseye. At least Gran knows that he's evil. The killer has chosen her next victim. We don't know what any of this means. Whatever it means, it's probably not good. I suppose I need a mystery to solve before I can get myself one of those boards. I don't think I'd be very good at solving a mystery, though. What do we have here? Barrels marked caution, explosive. And jam jars? That's enough jam to feed the whole town. What kind of incendiary jam is your gran making? Incendiary. That'll be fun. She wouldn't have me walk around town delivering bombs, right? Only one way to find out.
Rolo casually spun open a lid and dipped his finger in the jam.
Pickleberries.
He smacked his lips.
Hint of brown sugar. And ink? What?
Rolo plunged his hand in the jar, fishing out a soggy slip of paper.
Aha.
Rolo offered the slimy note to Luca and licked his fingers clean.
Addressed to Miss Fratelli. A grand jamgram? As last night, I used the disguise Eris provided to scout the location. Timing window should be possible. Operation Sparkplug is a go. I don't know what Operation Sparkplug is, but at least we know she's not actually working for the enemy. She's scouting it. She can save the world. Oh man, are they doing a heist? Whatever it is, can't be good. No, more a bombshell than a bomb. Am I right? You're new here, so I'll let it slide. But I'm the bag joke guy around here. Let's go check this out.
They crowded around a worn-down old map of Beacon Pines.
Cool, this looks like a treasure map. Not every old map is a treasure map, Rolo. But every treasure map is an old map. Can't fault that logic. I think it's a logical fallacy. Like one thing doesn't equal the other thing. I don't know what it's called. It's been a long time since I had to do that. Look, there's even a pathway drawn on it. It starts at the entrance of town. And if we follow it,
Rolo carefully traced the path with his finger.
it leads right to
He jabbed down at the end point.
Town Square. That's the fountain in the middle of town. What a weird place to hide a treasure. Rolo? That doesn't look like treasure to me. The end of the path on the map has the same symbol as those explosives over there. Gran's gonna blow up the fountain. What do you think blowing up the fountain is going to achieve? Do you think perennial harvest is going to poison the water source? Or maybe it's just a distraction so they can get in? I don't know. So it's not hiding treasure. A real bummer. Rolo, what's the thing you've been excited for the past month? The festival. Gulp. Did he just say gulp? This feels like a gulp kind of situation. Everyone will be gathered near the center of town. She's gonna blow up the festival? Not if we stop her. What was that?
Luca looked up from the map.
What was what? No, I heard it too. That was the front door. Which means someone just shut the door. Which means someone's upstairs. Shh, quiet. Hit the lights.
Beck flicked off the light, and they became statues in the dark. Overhead, creaking floorboards bent under slow, deliberate steps. The kids looked up, the tilt of their necks following each footfall. then suddenly, it stopped. Without realizing, they'd been holding their breath. All three exhaled shakily and glanced at each other. A muffled male voice broke the silence.
Hello?
A final few footsteps reached the entrance above them, and the voice now echoed down the stairs.
Anyone down there?
The three kids shuffled to the corners without a peep. As he began to descend the stairs, the man's voice punctuated every new step. Thump,
You.
thump.
I feel like this section of this reminds me of that Red Rum story. Is that a story any of you guys are familiar with? About the doll? That was a fun urban legend. It definitely scared me as a child. I'm not here to hurt anyone.
Thump.
I'm just here to help. Just
Thump. At the bottom step, the man paused, squinting to search the room for signs of life.
huh? Guess it's nothing.
Rolo shifted suddenly. Luca gave him an intense, chastising look and whispered through clenched teeth.
I don't know how they can see each other in the dark. I think I can technically see the outline of Rolo, but I could be imagining that. Rolo, don't.
It was too late. Rolo was already inching toward the stairway. He screeched as he charged toward the shadowy figure.
Flaming chicken coop.
With all his weight, Rolo tackled the man to the ground.
Rolo? Mysterious creepy man? Anyone there?
From the dark corner, they saw something move.
Well, I didn't know I had it in me. But there's only one way to find out. Holy crap, Rolo. That was awesome. Wait, did you just kill that person?
Luca scrambled to the hunched figure on the ground. Pressing his fingers to the man's neck, he sighed with relief.
You sure clobbered him good, Rolo. He's knocked out cold.
As Beck flicked back on the light, Luca and Rolo both gasped in stereo.
Mr. Tolliver?
Chapter 7.
Ooh.
The Interrogation of Hiram Tolliver. Still unconscious, Mr. Tolliver slumped heavily in a shoddy old chair. His hands were bound with rope, his feet tied with some loose string. The kids huddled in a circle, discussing their plan. One thing was certain. They couldn't just let Mr. Tolliver go. They needed to know what he was doing in Luca's house. After some deliberation, it was decided.
They'd run the classic good cop, chill cop interrogation.
They'd run the classic good cop, chill cop interrogation.
I'll handle this. Just gotta play it cool.
Luca walked calmly to the light switch, flicking it off and on a few times. Mr. Tolliver shook his head, gathering his wits.
Golly, sure got my bell rung.
He looked over to find Luca, who returned a calming grin.
Sorry, Mr. Tolliver. This was all a big mistake. Luca, what's going on here? Why do you have me strapped down? No one's fault, really. Rolo just got a little startled. Rolo's here?
Rolo and Beck emerged from hiding to give a timid wave.
Well, alright. Mistakes happen. You kids gave Hiram a good scare. So let me get these ropes and call it even.
Luca glanced over to Rolo and Beck, who replied with skeptical looks.
Mr. Tolliver, why are you in my grand's basement? I'm here to help, of course. Help with what? What's my gran up to? If you just cut me loose, I can show you. How do I know we can trust you?
Mr. Tolliver exhaled with disappointment.
Luca, have I ever done wrong by you? No. And since your gran moved to town, haven't I been nothing but welcoming? Yeah. So why would I turn my back on your family now? It's just... all this stuff seems pretty weird. A board with names of people from town. An archive of my dad's old disturbing patient notes.
Luca gestured to the corner.
Barrels of explosives. I can explain everything. You just need to untie me. You kids deserve an explanation.
Luca looked again to Rolo and Beck. This time they shrugged. Luca began to slowly loosen the bindings. Mr. Tolliver gently rubbed his wrists.
That's a good lad. This all makes sense in time. As he slowly edges his way to the door.
He edged imperceptibly toward the stairs as he spoke.
You see, this town has secrets, Luca. A very dark past indeed.
Before the kids had even noticed his movement, Mr. Tolliver was at the light switch.
I don't quite understand how they didn't notice that he moved all that way, but okay. A past that must be brought to...
He punctuated his final words by flicking the switch and rushing up the stairs.
Light. Son of a...
Beck darted to the wall and turned back on the lights. It was too late. Rolo confirmed what they all heard.
He just locked us down here.
Mr. Tolliver's muffled voice came from behind the door.
I wasn't lying, you know. This is for your own good. You kids just keep tight down there. And let the adults handle this.
They looked bewildered at each other.
Play it cool, huh? Not now, Beck.
They heard the staccato thump of quick steps exiting the house. The kids looked down in resignation. This isn't how it goes in Hank Atomic. For some reason, they'd always assumed it was up to them to save their town. Luca opened his mouth, hoping to conjure some magical words to make this right. Only a hollow croak escaped. The end.
Oh no.
Well, we certainly aren't going to find a grand resolution to our tale locked in a basement.
No, I suppose not.
Back to the drawing board.
Where are you? Oh. I always forget you have to click A first before it lets you go somewhere. Okay, so here we can do Rumble. I think we should do that first. Okay.
Luca began to respond, but the sky answered for him as the clouds above began to rumble with ominous thunder.
You sure we can make it home before the storm kicks off?
Luca surveyed the roiling clouds.
I'd say the odds are good. Maybe you should stay here. I'll just make a break for it.
At that moment, the heavens opened up, unleashing torrential rain.
Care to recalculate those odds? Hurry inside, you two, before you catch cold. Luca, Nellie will keep trying to reach your gran on the phone. In the meantime, you two hold tight. Sorry, not much to do up here. Most of my stuff's still in the boxes. Mind if I poke around? Be my guest. Okay, let's look around Buck's room. See what we got. Oh, the microscope.
Luca squinted into the eye hole of the microscope.
This looks wild. What is it? Gum. Gum?
Luca adjusted the slide with his fingers to get a better look.
I'm tracking the structural integrity of gum with an increasing amounts of chewing. Chewed that one for 47 days.
Luca wiped his hand off on his sweater and gave a nervous laugh.
It's weird, I know.
Beck looked down, timidly tapping the ladder with her feet.
I think it's weird, don't you? A little. But weird can be cool. Okay, what else do we got? Radio. Oh, wow. Rolo and I have a radio just like this at the treehouse. Probably not exactly like this one. My mom and I tore the whole thing down to bolts. Fitted it with some state-of-the-art vacuum tubes. She seems pretty awesome. She gets carried away sometimes. I think she feels guilty for working too much. And when she does have time for me, she showers me with high-tech overcompensation.
Luca flicked at one of the toggles.
I bet you can get all sorts of stations on this. Not out here in the boonies. You wouldn't believe the stuff I could pick up back in the city. Around here, it's all farm reports and static. Ah, shucks. I guess Perennial Harvest doesn't use walkie-talkies. Or would radios pick up walkie-talkies? Or are they different frequencies?
Luca bent down to examine the bouquet of wilting flowers. Judging by the odor, they were well past their prime.
Pungent.
He flipped open the attached card.
Happy trails from Coach Walker and all the Fairview Condors. Boy, you weren't kidding about poking around, huh? Oh, sorry. Was this from your old school? Most recent one, yeah. Some schools gave me going away cards. Some did flowers. When they're really trying to feel good about themselves, they do both. So you've moved a lot? Yeah, it's the thing with having a brilliant parent. There's always a better job somewhere else. Those flowers would last longer if you put them in some water. That's the sort of thing I'd do if I cared. Well, you cared enough to keep them is all. Luca, can I ask you something? Of course. Dang, didn't that hurt? I'll be honest, it hurt much more than I expected. At least you look cool doing it.
Beck took a moment to watch the rivulets of water running down the window.
You ever feel alone? Like even when there are people around? Rolo can be pretty absent-minded sometimes. I'm serious. You ever feel like your family doesn't care what you want? I didn't used to feel that way. I know Gran loves me, but sometimes when she looks at me, it's like she's looking at a problem.
Luca took a deep breath, exhaling slowly.
I know the feeling. How do you deal with that? I guess I haven't yet. One thing my dad told me when I was little, don't hold a grudge, especially against yourself. If you try to hold it all in, you're gonna pop. So then, what do you do when you don't know what to do? Dad never got to that part. Something I figured out on my own, though. You gotta do something. Anything. Here. What are you doing? I don't know. Something. We're gonna register our complaints with the storm. Listen here, you miserable universe. Stop jerking me around. I just want things to go back to the way they were. Everyone tells me it's gonna be alright. Things are gonna change.
Luca let out a feral scream that echoed into the night.
Every time something changes, everything gets worse. Screw this town. Oh. Let me try. Moving sucks. I hate it. I hate that I hate it. Why can't I just deal with it and be happy for my mom? Why can't we just stay somewhere?
Her voice dropped to a trembling whisper.
I just want to be a normal kid.
Beck brushed off her shirt and straightened up.
There. Wow, I actually feel a little better.
As abruptly as it began, the storm abated.
Thanks, I needed that. Me too. I should head out before the rain starts up again. Sure, I'll walk you out. You and Rolo at the festival? Sounds good. Luca? Don't let the universe jerk you around.
Beck gave Luca a light thump on the arm before heading in.
Aw, you're cute.
Chapter 5. Friendly Feud.
Oh no.
The air was heavy with the hard rain's residue, the smell of wet things. Despite his dreary surroundings, Luca felt at peace. He'd never shared those details about his dad with anyone, not even Rolo. But it's not like this changed anything. Rolo was still his best friend. Adding it back to the group would help balance things out. Everything's better in threes. This is what Luca told himself as he headed to the treehouse.
Oh no. I'm not ready to do this again. Catch up with Rolo at the treehouse. I'm not ready. Don't make me do it. I mean, I'm gonna have to, aren't I? Dawn! Hey, Dawn. Hey, Dawn. Tracking down a lead? You bet. I heard a pretty juicy new rumor. Turns out, when Sharper Valentine died, he left behind a peculiar last will and testament. Peculiar how? He didn't just give his kids an inheritance. There were conditions. Like what? The document stipulated that Eris had to take on a child as her ward. A kid our age who just showed up in town one night with a lawyer. Solomon? Bingo! Eris was forced to take care of him? Yeah, or she would have lost everything. Why would Shepard Valentine care so much about some random kid? Rumor has it, old Sharper sowed some wild oats. That explains the way Eris treats him. Poor Solomon. How did you find all this out? A good reporter never reveals her source, Luca. Alright, bye, Dawn. Sure you can't save me? I don't think that's a plaque I can read. Let's go to the tree house, where only bad things will happen. Anything to look at on the way? Anything to pause about? And not... Oh, I'm not ready. I'm just not ready. Oh, we can talk to the lady. Let's talk to the lady with the book. He met his old friend's eyes. I was greeted with nothing but ice-cold anger. Heavens. There's no time for fractured friendships. No. And yet... Oh god. I hate this. Excuse me, what are you doing? Just locking up for the night, sir. Oh, wonderful! I can only assume this means all festival preparations have been completed ahead of schedule? Not exactly, sir. Storm set us back a bit, and it's getting so late we all decided to... You all decided? Yes, sir. I was unaware that your job involved deciding things. We're all here at Perennial Harvest because we believe in creating a better future, yes? Yes, sir. Very much, sir. You want to be the one to tell this town that we failed them? No. We gave up because of a little rainstorm and we all got sleepy? Of course not, sir. Good then. It's decided. Yes, sir. We'll work till the task is done. See that you do. Our harvest awaits. Okay. Should we see if we can do anything with Dad? Let's fish to put off the inevitable. There we go.
Luca wrapped a twig of thyme around the hook. Some fish have refined taste.
I didn't know that thyme was that smelly. Probably rosemary. Ooh. Property of Sharper Valentine. Figures. If he had his way. Property of Sharper Valentine would be written on everything in this town. Should we give it back to him? May not even want it back. Man's got a contentious relationship with me. You keep it here in case he ever wants to pick it up. I don't know what it is, though. Anyway, now we have to go and talk to Rolo. Rolo, are you still up there? Sorry, Rolo isn't accepting visitors at the moment. Come back never.
Luca had only ever heard him speak in this stiff yet gentle tone a few times, and it always meant one thing.
You're upset. Oh, what makes you say that? Maybe because my best friend abandoned me for no reason? I didn't abandon you. I'm just a little late.
Rolo scoffed.
Rain held me up. Liar. You weren't even home. What? The storm got bad, and I got worried. I went looking for you. Imagine my surprise when I made it to your house. You weren't even there. I hadn't made it back yet. You're not a fool, Luca. It doesn't take all day to deliver some jam. No way. That storm rolled in out of nowhere. And I got stuck after dinner at Beck's house.
Luca stumbled on his words, knowing he'd said too much.
Beck? Dinner? What the heck is a Beck? She's a new kid in town. She's actually kind of cool. You'd like her. She needed help convincing her parents that she made new friends. New friends? I spent all day waiting for you. And you were off making new friends? Not like that, Rolo. You know, while I was waiting, I made some upgrades to mission control. I was gonna be a surprise. But you took so long, the storm knocked it all down. Just like you knocked down our friendship. What does that even mean?
Luca became instinctively angry in response. Both boys were now shouting across the distance.
It means you're a bad friend. You don't care about me. Of course I care, you ass. I knew I'd get in trouble waiting so late for you. But I kept my word. Because that's what friends do. Oh wow, what a noble sacrifice you made. Easy for you to say. Your gran doesn't even care. You can stay out as long as you want. And you wouldn't even get in trouble. Seriously? You're acting like I chose this? If that's what you think, then maybe you're the bad friend.
Rolo's tone changed to a calm, yet more intense anger.
Maybe Pa's right. Storms bring more than water. This one brought out the real Luca. Stop quoting your Pa's nonsense like it means anything. Yeah, well, at least my Pa's still around.
The words hung in the cold night air. Rolo's stomach dropped, knowing he'd crossed a line. But it was too late.
Luca, Good night, Rolo. Dang it. The good news is, I haven't wanted to cry yet. So, hopefully we'll make it to the end of this.
Luca dug through his old stuff, not even sure what he was looking for.
Oh, soccer ball. Ick. What a jerk. Call me a bad friend? Let's go to bed. Guess I'm never supposed to make new friends. Weep. Luca?
Gran cooed gently from the hallway.
You slept straight through breakfast. Luca, are you alright? I'm fine. Just don't feel like getting up yet. Okay, I'll leave this oatmeal by the door. I gotta run out and take care of some things. Okay. I'll be back to check in later. Sure.
Luca just wanted to be alone. He waited to hear the sound of the front door closing.
There we go. Okay. Rolo thinks I'm going to the festival with him and shove it. Guess we're also not eating the oatmeal. He's gonna be miserable. Alright.
Luca dozed off again.
Luca? I see you didn't eat your oatmeal. Wasn't hungry. Well, just in case you get hungry, I'll leave a sandwich here too. Thanks. Rolo came by. What did he say? He wanted to talk to you. What did you say? I told him you weren't feeling well. Good. So your plan is just sit in your room all day? Pretty much. I need to pop out again for a minute. You decide to end your pity party and go outside? I think it'd do you some good. Noted.
Lucas still couldn't bring himself to go out. Besides, if he ran into Rolo, he'd have to actually confront the situation.
You kick this again? Damn it. God, is it gonna make me try to kick it up there? There we go. Ooh, a book.
The Adventures of Hank Atomic.
The complete first volume.
Luca carefully opened the cover and began to read. Rolo had received it for his birthday, a special hardcover edition with behind-the-scenes commentary and bonus art. Rolo cherished it, but asked that Luca keep it at his house. Luca wasn't sure if it was because Rolo didn't trust himself with it, didn't trust his sister around it, or just wanted an excuse to come hang out at Luca's more often. Whatever the reason, Luca didn't mind. But it had stayed right there where Rolo had stashed it ever since. Now, at the foot of his bed, Luca lost himself in the pages. He'd read it all before, but at this moment, it somehow felt sentimental. He was well into issue number 5 when he heard soft footsteps from the hallway.
Luca? Another little friend came to see you. Girl named Beck Moodwell. Said she met yesterday. What did she say? Is she here? She was just dropping by. I told her you weren't taking visitors today. Oh. She seems nice. Yeah. You had a fight with Rolo, didn't you? Can I come in? Maybe later. Alright then. I'll leave dinner on the kitchen table. In case you want a bite before bedtime.
Without realizing it, Luca had pouted away the entire afternoon. He once again felt the weight of it all and allowed his weary eyes to close. Luca stood in a vast black expanse. He looked up at his father standing beside him. Walt was working a straw at the bottom of a fountain glass, trying to collect the last bits of milkshake. Dad? Where are we? Taking a final loud gurgling sip, his father peered up from the glass. He jangled the straw playfully with a warm smile, then lifted the empty glass as if to point into the darkness. The source? Luca's eyes followed his father's gesture. In an instant, he was sitting in front of a blazing campfire. Across from him sat a large figure in a yellow hazmat suit. The figure's voice was a scratchy echo. Well, if it isn't the man of the hour, make yourself comfortable. Luca held his shivering hands over the flame to warm himself. It doesn't work that way here. Their yellow-gloved hand pointed to the base of the flame. It's a cold flame. See? Luca peered at the base of the fire. It wasn't wood that was burning. It was Beacon Pines itself. Tiny buildings, freezing and crumbling as they were consumed by flame. Luca could see small shadows moving in the burning city. People. Luca leapt to his feet. We've got to help them! The figure gave a dismissive wave of their hand. Why waste energy helping people who can't even help themselves? The figure bent down to examine the panicked crowd as they desperately tried to stop the flames. They only care about what's right in front of them, not like us. Luca's voice was a trembling whisper. Us? The figure slowly stood up, grabbing its helmet with both hands. With a jolt and a twist, the suit emitted a gasp. A cloud of torpid mist escaped, slowly revealing the face within. Luca's own face looked back at him, older, worn, distant. The sensation was oddly familiar, as if he'd caught his own reflection by surprise in the mirror. The doppelganger smiled. I tried to help once. He gestured towards his face, and all it got me was this. Luca staggered back. You aren't me. Luca felt a hand catch his shoulder. His father was there again, beside him. Every choice sets us on a path. This is the end of one of your paths, son. Luca watched his older self shake its head ruefully, its face twisting into a cruel grin. Well, Dad, if you wanted him to see this, far be it from me to disappoint. Luca watched in shock as the figure took a confident step forward and plunged into the flames in a flash of cold light. He was gone. What does all of this mean? Luca felt a reassuring squeeze on his shoulder. Just remember, why we choose matters just as much as what we choose. Luca woke up to see a hazy figure at the foot of his bed, silhouetted in the morning sun.
Mom? No, dear. Only Gran.
Luca rubbed his eyes.
Okay, it's been almost an hour. So I do think we will leave this one here. Do like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. Goodbye.